in this era, it is said that we are living in a civilization. That according to studies, they live in a type zero point 0.7 civilization, which is very close to the type 1. And one of the many reasons, industrial infrastructure and everything. But one thing that comes in mind that everybody's exposed to, that is taking, that is dominating in every endeavor, every field, every science, that is artificial intelligence, without any doubt. Anything that requires any practical, most importantly, theoretical type of work, artificial intelligence is definitely the avenue and a tool that people use to facilitate their living. Now, due to the usage and utilization of technology, if someone asks that, are we in a civilization? This would be one of our reasons. That, we have technology, flying cars, all these type of stuff, phones. If you ask a question, you get an answer very quickly. And yes, in that case, it is true. Without any doubt, there's civilization in that sense. But to argue that if it's just technology alone, and that's the reason why we would consider it to be civilized, maybe even more than the people of the past, there are disagreements towards that a statement and a thought of that mindset. Because technology has always been there. Every generation had its own level of technology. Any tools that they used for physical work, such as an axe, such as a sword, that was technology for their time. The technology is there. One question that comes in mind that bothers me as an individual, it is not divine civilization alone. Civilization starts from who? It starts from the masses. It starts from people, human beings, insan. You can have technology, but you cannot be called a civilized person if you don't even follow any basic ethics. You do not behave like a human being. You have no morals. Islam doesn't consider that to be civilization. As a matter of fact, religiously or secularly, that's not civilized. If you're just going to use technology alone, then Allah Ta'ala mentions about Ad, Allah mentions about Thamud, Allah mentions about Fir'aun, Allah mentions about Namrud. Who are they? Are they some petty gangsters? They are powerful people. They made a civilization, in all honesty. Today's politician, today's sultan, today's king, are they even close to how powerful these people are? They're scary individuals. Allah Ta'ala gives a warning about Ad. How has He dealt with them? Allah Ta'ala speaks about Iram, the people of Iram, their mighty stature. Fir'aun. You look at the pyramids and all these pyramids in Sudan, in Egypt. Let me ask you one question. How long will it take with all of this technology that we have? Why can't we build pyramids now, the way it was built at that time? So you cannot say it's just technology alone. They had their technology. They were very powerful. They're very powerful. If there's no human decency, if there is immorality, then there is no civilization. About the disrespect between a father and his child is very prevalent. Today we see the minor signs. You are more likely to see a disrespectful kid towards his parent. As a matter of fact, when you see a respectful kid, you see that kid as not even, you see him in an angelic way. That's subhanAllah, look, he has respect. Zina is prevalent. Drinking, smoking, prevalent. Selfishness. Allah Ta'ala mentions what? وَمَن يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. The person who can control this selfishness, everybody's inclined to this. But if they can control it and at least have a limit towards it, they are considered to be people who are successful. Greed. How much greed does a person have? وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. What does Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say about greed? There are many hadiths you can find, but one thing he spoke is to be careful from it. But this has destroyed communities. This has destroyed nations before you. أمرهم في البخل فبخلوا وأمرهم بالخطيئة فخطأوا وأمرهم في الفجور ففجروا. That this greed, what has it done to people? That made people bakhil, miser. It made people cut what? Cut ties. People did so. This is what money does to people if they're greedy. There's nothing wrong with money. Have money. Allah blesses everyone with barakah, the best of rizq. But do not be a worshipper of it. And it took people to be what? The last part was wickedness. It commanded people to be wicked, and people became wicked. There's so many things we have, so many issues we have, ethics that the Quran mentions about. Suratul Hujurat, the ahkam that it speaks, adab towards Allah and His Rasul, adab towards the community, brotherhood, sisterhood. Open surah, adab towards dwelling, adab towards when you deal with people, especially when it comes to suspicion, especially when it comes to spying. Very short surah, by the way, it's not a long surah. So many rules, so many ahkam, so many ethics, still relevant till this day. I mentioned selfishness, I mentioned greed, lying. Another one that comes in mind, lies. How many of us lie? Bunch of liars. It's very easy for us to lie. فإن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار. That this is what, this is the truth about the reality of what falsehood is. That falsehood is such a thing that this leads towards what? Immorality, wickedness. Wickedness leads to where? Jahannam. Nar. How many liars have we met? As a matter of fact, we need to ask ourselves, how big of a liar are we?